What happens when a mayor's son gets arrested for DUI after crashing into a school bus carrying 23 children and tells the arresting officer, "My dad runs this city. You're fired." This 28-year-old is about to learn that threatening police officers and hiding behind political power comes with a price tag of $35,000, 60 days in jail, and a public humiliation so complete that his father will resign on live television within hours. Judge Frank Caprio is about to deliver the most devastating sentence of his career, and the defendant's arrogant smirk is about to turn into something very different. Let us know where you're watching from, because what happens next will show you exactly what happens when political privilege collides with a judge who's been waiting 35 years for this moment. September 14th, 2023. 9 a.m. Providence Municipal Court sits under gray autumn skies. Inside Courtroom 4, Judge Frank Caprio reviews the morning docket. Case number 2023 TR 8847, State of Rhode Island versus Tyler James Morrison. The charges are severe. DUI with BAC over 0.15, reckless endangerment of 23 minors, threatening a police officer, and the note that makes everyone in the courthouse whisper, "Defendant is son of Mayor Robert Morrison of Warwick, Rhode Island." Tyler Morrison enters at 9:15 a.m., and every gesture screams contempt for the process. 28 years old, 6 feet tall, wearing a $3,000 suit that can't hide the bloated face and bloodshot eyes of someone who's been drinking for weeks. His brown hair is expensively styled but unwashed. He checks his iPhone 15 Pro every 20 seconds, like the courtroom is beneath his attention. His $8,000 Rolex catches the fluorescent light as he scrolls through texts, completely ignoring the bailiff's instructions to silence all devices. Behind him sits Mayor Robert Morrison, 56 years old, silver hair, the picture of political authority. 12 years as Mayor of Warwick, known for his tough-on-crime rhetoric and no special treatment speeches. Today, that carefully constructed image is about to collapse in the most public way possible. 3 weeks ago, August 23, 2023, at exactly 3:17 p.m., Tyler Morrison was driving his black BMW M4, a $75,000 car his father bought him as a graduation present 3 years earlier. Post road in Warwick, school zone. Posted speed limit, 25 miles per hour during school hours. Tyler's actual speed, 68 miles per hour, nearly 3 times the legal limit in an active school zone. Security footage from Danny's auto shop captures everything with brutal clarity. The timestamp reads 3:17:04 p.m. Tyler's BMW approaches the intersection with Oakland Beach Avenue. The traffic light has been red for 8 full seconds. Tyler doesn't slow down. He doesn't tap the brakes. He doesn't even look up from his phone. He blows through the red light at 68 miles per hour. At that exact moment, Warwick Public Schools bus, Route 47, is making a legal left turn. 23 elementary school children, ages 6 to 11, are on board. The driver, Margaret Chen, 62 years old with 34 years of perfect driving record, sees Tyler's BMW coming and makes a split-second decision that saves lives. She slams the brakes and cranks the wheel hard right. Tyler's BMW clips the rear corner of the bus. The physics are simple and terrifying. A 3,900-pound car traveling at 68 miles per hour carries approximately 342,000 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. When that energy transfers to a school bus, physics doesn't care about political connections. The bus spins 45 degrees. Children scream. Backpacks fly like projectiles. Margaret Chen's head slams into the driver's side window hard enough to spiderweb the glass. 3 children suffer injuries. 7-year-old Emma Rodriguez, fractured wrist from being thrown against a seat. 9-year-old Marcus Chen, concussion from hitting the window. 6-year-old Sophia Martins, 3 stitches in her forehead from flying metal water bottle. But it could have been catastrophic. If Tyler had hit 2 seconds earlier, he would have T-boned the bus door where 12 children sat. The coroner's report that was never needed estimated 8 to 12 fatalities if that had happened. Officer James Rodriguez arrives at 3:22 p.m. His body camera captures Tyler Morrison standing beside his damaged BMW, $38,000 in front-end damage, and he's not checking on the children. He's not asking if anyone's hurt. He's on his phone, texting. Officer Rodriguez approaches. "Sir, are you the driver of this vehicle?" Tyler barely glances up. Obviously, look, that bus driver is incompetent. She came out of nowhere. I'm filing a complaint with the school district. Sir, you ran a red light at high speed in a school zone. Step away from your vehicle. I don't think so. Tyler's voice drips with entitlement. Do you know who my father is? Mayor Robert Morrison? He's your boss's boss's boss. So maybe we sing the whole song and dance here, and you write this up as the bus driver's fault. Officer Rodriguez's body camera captures his response perfectly. He stops writing and looks directly at Tyler. Sir, I can smell alcohol on your breath. How much have you had to drink today? That's none of your business. I'm following the advice of my attorney. I don't have to answer your questions. You're required to answer whether you've been drinking if I have reasonable suspicion. And I have reasonable suspicion. Smell of alcohol, erratic driving, running a red light at high speed. Tyler cuts him off. You're making a huge mistake. My father's going to have your badge. What's your name and badge number? Rodriguez, badge 447. Now, sir, I need you to take a breathalyzer test. Tyler steps closer to the officer, close enough that it could be considered threatening. Listen to me very carefully. I'm not taking any test. My father runs this city. Police chief works for him. The city council works for him. And you? You're nobody. You're going to write this up as a no-fault accident or you're fired. Do you understand me? Fired. Officer Rodriguez's hand moves to his radio. Backup requested at Post Road in Oakland Beach. Threatening suspect. Tyler laughs. Actually laughs. Threatening? I'm not threatening you. I'm just explaining reality. My father has the power to end your career. That's not a threat. That's a fact. Officer Rodriguez arrests Tyler at 3:29 p.m. The blood draw at the hospital 3 hours later, 6:43 p.m., shows a BAC of 0.12. But blood alcohol content drops at approximately 0.0015 per hour. 3 hours earlier, at the time of impact, Tyler's BAC was estimated between 0.16 and 0.19, more than twice the legal limit, drunk enough to nearly kill 23 children and then threaten the officer trying to hold him accountable. Judge Caprio enters the courtroom. Everyone rises, everyone except Tyler, who's still checking his phone. The bailiff snaps, "Sir, stand up." Tyler rolls his eyes but stands, moving with the urgency of someone waiting in line at Starbucks. Judge Caprio takes his seat and reviews the file in silence. The courtroom waits. Finally, he removes his glasses, that signature gesture, and looks directly at Tyler. "Mr. Morrison, do you understand the severity of these charges?" Tyler's attorney, Leonard Breslow, 60 years old, 900 per hour defense attorney who usually defends white-collar criminals, stands quickly. "Your Honor, Leonard Breslow for the defense. My client understands the charges, and we're prepared to—" "Mr. Breslow, I asked your client." Judge Caprio's voice is calm but carries steel underneath. "Mr. Morrison, answer the question." Tyler sighs like he's bored. "I understand that this whole thing is being blown completely out of proportion. Nobody actually got seriously hurt. A couple kids got some scratches. The bus barely got damaged. This is ridiculous." The courtroom goes dead silent. Even Tyler's attorney closes his eyes. Judge Caprio leans forward. "A couple kids got some scratches. Mr. Morrison, a 7-year-old girl has a fractured wrist. A 9-year-old boy had a concussion. A 6-year-old girl needed stitches. And you were driving 68 miles per hour through a school zone while drunk at 3 in the afternoon. Does any of that seem serious to you?" "I wasn't drunk. The blood test was 3 hours after the accident. My attorney says that's legally problematic." "Your attorney is right that we'll never know your exact BAC at 3:17 p.m., but we know it was at least 0.16 based on standard metabolic calculations. We know you refused the breathalyzer, which suggests consciousness of guilt. We know you smelled of alcohol according to 3 different officers, and we know you threatened Officer Rodriguez by saying you'd have him fired because your father is the mayor. Did you or did you not make those statements?" Tyler glances at his father in the gallery, then back at Judge Caprio. "I might have said something like that. I was in shock. People say things when they're in shock." "You weren't in shock, Mr. Morrison. You were entitled. You believed your father's position would protect you from consequences. Is that accurate?" "I just think there's a way to handle these things quietly without making them into a circus. My father has political enemies. This whole case is probably being pushed by people who want to embarrass him." Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change, but his voice drops to that deadly quiet tone that somehow fills the entire courtroom. Mr. Morrison, 23 children could have died. This isn't about your father's political career. This is about your choices. If you're not subscribed, hit that button right now, because what happens next will show you exactly what happens when a judge decides that political connections mean absolutely nothing. Leonard Breslow stands, attempting to redirect. Your Honor, my client has no prior criminal record. He's employed, educated, and this represents an isolated incident of poor judgment. We're requesting probation, suspended license, and mandatory counseling. Given his father's public service and his own potential contributions to society, we believe. His potential contributions to society? Judge Caprio interrupts. Mr. Breslow, your client threatened a police officer. He tried to use his father's position to avoid accountability. He showed zero concern for the children he endangered. What contributions to society do you imagine he'll make? Your Honor, everyone makes mistakes. My client is willing to accept responsibility. Is he? Judge Caprio looks at Tyler. Mr. Morrison, do you accept responsibility for what you did? Tyler hesitates, then says exactly the wrong thing. I accept responsibility for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But that bus driver should have been more careful, and the officer who arrested me had it out for me from the start. So yeah, I made some mistakes, but other people made mistakes too. The courtroom erupts in murmurs. Judge Caprio raises his hand for silence. I'd like to hear from the victims. Margaret Chen, the bus driver, stands from the gallery. 4'11", 62 years old, wearing a simple cardigan. She walks to the witness area with a slight limp, a consequence of the impact that will never fully heal. Your Honor, I've driven school buses for 34 years. I've never had an accident, not once. And then Mr. Morrison came through that red light so fast I barely had time to react. Her voice shakes, but she doesn't look away from Tyler. The children were screaming. They were terrified. One little girl, Emma Rodriguez, she won't ride the bus anymore. Her mother has to drive her to school every day because Emma has panic attacks when she sees a yellow bus. That's what Mr. Morrison did. He didn't just damage a bus, he traumatized children. Tyler checks his phone. Judge Caprio's voice cuts like a blade. Mr. Morrison, put your phone away and look at Mrs. Chen. Tyler slowly pockets the phone but stares at the floor. Margaret Chen continues. And he hasn't apologized, not once. He's blamed me. He's blamed the officer. He's blamed everyone except himself. And now he's standing there, acting like this is an inconvenience to him. She turns to Judge Caprio. Your Honor, I don't want revenge, but I need him to understand what he did. And I don't think he does. Tyler's attorney requests a brief recess. Judge Caprio grants 10 minutes. During the break, Tyler walks directly to his father in the gallery. Their conversation is heated, visible to everyone. Tyler gestures angrily, pointing toward Judge Caprio. Mayor Morrison shakes his head repeatedly. Tyler's voice rises loud enough that people in the front rows hear fragments. Your job to fix this? And what's the point of being mayor if... Mayor Morrison stands abruptly and walks out of the courtroom. Tyler follows, his face red with anger. When court reconvenes, only Tyler returns. He looks worse, face pale, hands trembling. He's no longer checking his phone. He whispers urgently to his attorney, who shakes his head and writes something on a legal pad. Judge Caprio notices immediately. Mr. Morrison, where is your father? Tyler's voice is barely audible. He left the courthouse? He's giving a press conference right now on the courthouse steps. The courtroom erupts. Judge Caprio calls for order. What kind of press conference? Tyler's attorney stands. Your Honor, if I may explain, Mayor Morrison has just announced that he will not use his position or influence in any way regarding his son's case. He's also announced his resignation as mayor, effective immediately. The courtroom explodes in gasps and murmurs. Tyler stares at the defense table, his jaw clenched. Bailiff, Judge Caprio says, please have someone bring me a transcript of that press conference as soon as it's available. 5 minutes later, a court clerk enters with a tablet showing the live stream. Judge Caprio watches in silence. Then he turns the tablet toward Tyler. Mr. Morrison, I want you to watch this. On the screen, Mayor Robert Morrison stands at a podium on the courthouse steps, surrounded by reporters. His voice is thick with emotion, but firm. 23 children could have died because my son chose to drink and drive. He endangered their lives. He threatened a police officer. He tried to use my position to avoid accountability. And I will not stand here as mayor while my son represents everything I've claimed to oppose. I am resigning as mayor effective immediately. Whatever sentence Judge Caprio determines is appropriate, I fully support it. My son will face the full consequences of his actions. He will not receive special treatment. He will not have expensive appeals attorneys paid for with my money. He made his choices. Now he lives with them. I love my son, but I love this city more, and I cannot serve this city while protecting someone who endangered its children. Tyler's face crumbles. He buries his face in his hands. Judge Caprio turns off the tablet. The courtroom is absolutely silent. Judge Caprio stands and walks to the front of the bench, something he rarely does. He looks at Tyler, who's still covering his face with his hands. "Mr. Morrison, look at me." Tyler slowly raises his head. His eyes are red. "Your father just sacrificed his career because of your choices. Do you understand that?" Tyler nods silently. "Do you understand that 23 children could have died?" "Yes, Your Honor." "Do you understand that threatening a police officer is a crime?" "Yes, Your Honor." "Then listen very carefully to what I'm about to say." Judge Caprio returns to the bench and begins reading the sentence. His voice is measured, calm, and absolutely final. "You are hereby fined $15,000 for DUI with aggravating circumstances, an additional $8,000 for reckless endangerment of minors, an additional $7,000 for threatening a police officer, an additional $5,000 for refusal to submit to a breathalyzer test. Total fines, $35,000. This is not negotiable. This is not reducible. You will pay every dollar. Your license is suspended for 5 years, not 3 years, not 2 years, 5 years. During that time, if you are caught driving once, even once, you will serve an additional year in jail. Do you understand?" "Yes, Your Honor." "You will serve 60 days in jail, consecutive, not suspended, not work release, not weekends only. 60 consecutive days. You will report to the Adult Correctional Institution in Cranston tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Upon release, you will complete 1,500 hours of community service. You will work as a school janitor at Warwick Elementary School, the school those 23 children attend. You will clean toilets. You will mop floors. You will empty trash cans. You will do this for 2 years, every weekend, under the supervision of the school district. And if you miss one single shift, you go back to jail for the remainder of your 60 days. You will attend AA meetings 3 times per week for 3 years. You will provide proof of attendance to this court every month. You will write a handwritten letter of apology to each of the 23 children, to Mrs. Chen and to Officer Rodriguez. These letters will be reviewed by this court before delivery. If they are generic or insincere, you will rewrite them. You will deliver them in person if the families choose to receive them. And finally, you will give 24 talks per year, 1 every other week, at Rhode Island high schools about the consequences of drunk driving and the danger of believing you're above the law. You will tell them exactly what you did and exactly what it cost you. Leonard Breslow stands. "Your Honor, 60 days jail time for a first offense DUI is—" "Sit down, Mr. Breslow." Judge Caprio's voice doesn't rise, but it carries absolute authority. "Your client threatened a police officer. That's not a first offense DUI. That's assault on an officer combined with DUI combined with reckless endangerment of 23 children. 60 days is merciful. But, Your Honor, the sentence stands. Mr. Morrison, do you have anything to say?" Tyler stands slowly. For the first time since entering the courtroom, he looks genuinely afraid. "Your Honor, I don't know what to say. My father just gave up everything because of me. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry." "You're sorry that your father resigned. Are you sorry for what you did to those children?" Tyler pauses. Then, finally quietly, "Yes. I'm sorry for that too." "Then prove it. Serve your sentence. Change your life. Become someone your father can be proud of again." Court is adjourned. The courtroom video goes viral within 2 hours. Not because it was posted on social media, because every news station in New England runs the story. Mayor resigns after son's DUI arrest. Judge Caprio delivers harsh sentence to mayor's son. Political dynasty crumbles in Rhode Island courtroom. Mayor Robert Morrison's resignation press conference is played on loop. His words, I love my son, but I love this city more. Become a soundbite that plays on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. By evening, it has 47 million views across all platforms. The political fallout is immediate. The Warwick City Council holds an emergency session that night. They appoint Deputy Mayor Patricia Chen, no relation to Margaret Chen, as interim mayor. She announces that the city will conduct a full review of any cases where political influence may have been improperly used. Within a week, 3 police officers come forward saying they were pressured to drop charges against Tyler Morrison for previous incidents, a bar fight in 2021, a noise complaint in 2022, and a speeding ticket in early 2023. All were quietly dismissed because of his father's position. Tyler Morrison reports to the Adult Correctional Institution in Cranston at 7:47 a.m. the next morning. He's processed like any other inmate: mugshot, fingerprints, orange jumpsuit, cell block D, cell 17. His cellmate is a 42-year-old man serving 90 days for his 3rd DUI. They don't speak the first night. The Providence Journal runs a story 3 days later. From mayor's son to inmate 847392. It includes a photograph of Tyler in his orange jumpsuit, taken through the fence during recreation time. His expensive suit is gone, his arrogance is gone. He looks small and scared and very, very young. His doesn't visit, not in the first week, not in the first month. Mayor Morrison, now former Mayor Morrison, releases one statement through his attorney. I love my son, but he needs to face these consequences without my interference. When he's completed his sentence and proven he's changed, we'll talk, not before. 60 days later, Tyler Morrison is released. He's lost 23 pounds. His face is gaunt. He reports directly to Warwick Elementary School to begin his community service. The principal, Dr. Sarah Mitchell, shows him to the janitor's closet. Mops, buckets, industrial cleaner, toilet brushes. You'll work Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., she says. You'll clean classrooms, bathrooms, cafeteria. You'll take out trash. You'll do whatever needs to be done. And if any parent or teacher reports that you're doing less than your best work, Judge Caprio will know about it within an hour. Understood? Yes, ma'am. 6 months into his sentence, Tyler is cleaning the boys' bathroom on a Saturday morning when a man walks in. It's the father of Marcus Chen, the 9-year-old who got a concussion. The father stares at Tyler for a long moment. You're the one who hit the bus. Tyler stops mopping. Yes, sir. My son still has headaches. The doctors say he might have them for years. I'm sorry. Are you? Or are you just sorry you got caught? Tyler looks at the mop in his hands, then at the father. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. The father nods slowly. At least that's honest. He turns to leave, then stops. My wife wants to forgive you. I'm not there yet. But maybe someday. He walks out. Tyler stands in the bathroom for 5 minutes, holding the mop, crying. 1 year after the sentencing, a reporter from the Providence Journal asks for an interview with Tyler. He agrees. They meet at a coffee shop. Tyler looks different, older, thinner, with none of the arrogance that filled the courtroom. How has this year changed you? The reporter asks. Tyler thinks for a long time. I don't know if I'm a better person yet. I'm trying to be. I clean toilets. I go to AA meetings. I stand in front of teenagers and tell them I'm an idiot who almost killed 23 kids. And maybe that's making me better. Or maybe I'm just serving my sentence. I honestly don't know the difference yet. Do you blame your father for resigning? No. He did what he had to do. I destroyed his career. That's on me. Have you spoken to him? No. He said we'd talk when I've proven I've changed. I haven't proven that yet. The interview runs with the headline, Mayor's son 1 year later, still searching for redemption. 2 years after the sentencing, Tyler Morrison completes his 4,500 hours of community service. No ceremony, no congratulations, just a signed form from Dr. Mitchell saying he fulfilled his obligations. He's given 36 talks at high schools. He's attended 312 AA meetings. He's cleaned approximately 8,400 toilets. His father attends the final AA meeting. He sits in the back. Tyler sees him, but doesn't acknowledge him until after the meeting ends. They stand in the church parking lot 15 feet apart. You came, Tyler says. I wanted to see if you finished. I finished. Mayor Morrison, former Mayor Morrison, nods. Good. That's a start. Dad, not yet. You've completed your sentence. That's not the same as earning forgiveness. That's just the beginning. He turns to leave, then stops. But it is a beginning. Keep going. Tyler watches his father drive away. He's not crying this time. He's just standing in a parking lot 28 months after the worst day of his life, realizing that redemption isn't a destination, it's a direction. Don't forget to subscribe for more courtroom justice stories where entitled defendants learn that no amount of political power can protect you from consequences. Hit that like button if you believe Judge Caprio delivered exactly the sentence Tyler Morrison deserved. Drop a comment about whether 60 days was too harsh, too lenient, or exactly right. This courtroom taught us that sometimes the people who love us most are the ones who refuse to protect us from ourselves. And that's not cruelty. That's courage.